Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And a funny thing happened at The Guardian. You know, The Guardian, the progressive UK newspaper that's always, banging the drum about how awful AI is and all of that. Mm-hmm. Well, apparently their workers were on strike, their journalists were on strike, and they got busted using AI to generate stories while these people were on strike.
Oh, shocker.
Whoopsie doopsie.
Guardian staff is deeply disturbed over AI. I'm deeply disturbed over that coat.
That is what is going on here. That is the
and the little bow around the neck.
I'm not even going to ask questions. Let's talk about this because this is exactly what's going to happen, guys. That's why when we talk about people going on strike at a very bad time, when the chips are down, the companies are going to do what they have to do to stay in business. And we know all of these newspapers are hurting, and it doesn't matter if you like AI or not, they're going to use it because, the show must go on. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you will get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
Help support the channel, support the reef. Go out to clownfishminus.com, or you can join here on YouTube or on the R Place at Locals. And you get exclusive content. So thanks so much for that. This is, it's quite some look he's got.
I mean,
I
think it's a he, but I mean, the hood and the bow are cute. It's just that print is just awful, and then their coat has no shape. But anyway, continue.
Anyway, so
it's distracting to me.
I've got to give a hat tip to Martin for sending this over. We've been talking a lot about this, and we talk about, never asking daddy for a pony when he's just been laid off. And a lot of these workers, for some reason, when times are tough and the companies are already cutting back, they decide now's a great time to go on strike and ask for more money. And they're going to do what they're going to do. And apparently the Guardian's like, well, we don't have journalists, so we'll just fire up chatbot. The chat GPT, and we'll just make articles that way. Mm-hmm. So you just got yourselves replaced a lot faster. And if they look at the numbers and they're like, there literally is no difference between their human generated content and our chatbot, which one's cheaper?
Yeah, exactly. And which one doesn't talk back?
Which one doesn't sass us? Don't give us no sass.
No, I mean, look, I want to make it clear. I don't think people should be all replaced with AI or anything like that. But I think that you're just hastening the turnover. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So this is that's just it. And we're seeing this now just as a side tangent. We're not doing a whole video on it, but there's a whole controversy with voice actors, Funimation voice actors, Mars Girl, Vic Mignon, all that. And I think part of the reason that the animation dub industry is pivoting to looking at AI to do the dubs is because of all the drama. Mm-hmm. It's like you're going to make yourselves very easy to fire. Anyway, Guardian staff is deeply disturbed over AI use during strike. The move has unsettled employees because they claim that they were told it would only be deployed following consultation and with readers fully informed. Boy, that sounds like the animation strike too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I'm going to look at this too. I'm more critical of AI than you are. But I guess, if they pushed them that far, they were going to, right or wrong, they were going to do this.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, a lot of publications are using it now. Actually, one of the publications that are, this is Yahoo News, The Telegraph. They're covering it too. And you can generate key takeaways, and guess how those key takeaways are generated on Yahoo News.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, staff of The Guardian have been left deeply disturbed by boss's decision to use artificial intelligence during walkouts over the sale of The Observer. Catherine Viner, the editor of The Guardian, and Anna Bateson, Guardian Media Group's chief executive, have been accused of hypocrisy by journalists who claim the technology was used to help write the headlines for 4 days in December. I guarantee you they're using it more than that.
You just gave them a chance to test it out.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're like, can we get by without these people?
Actually, you can't.
Actually, it depends on what it is.
You always need people to double check things.
Yes,
you always need people. But yeah.
Yeah. The decision was said to have been made as staff protested outside its London offices about the controversial acquisition of the Sunday newspaper by the news startup Tortoise Media. I don't know the details of all that. Basically, they're going on strike because they're not getting what they want. And this is happening here in the States too with the Washington Post. They're writing a very stern letter to Jeff Bezos. And
yeah, let's see how that goes.
We'll see how that goes, right? There were some weird headlines during those 4 days. Some of them looked like the sort of thing you'd see in a TV drama where they try to mock up a newspaper front page, said one journalist.
Well, give us some examples. I mean, they're not giving you examples.
Yeah, I want to see some examples. AI is increasingly being used as a tool to support journalists at many publishing companies. This is true, including News UK, the owner of The Times, but The Guardian's move has unsettled staff because they claim they were told it would only be deployed following consultation and with readers fully informed.
But was that in writing?
Well, right. And that's like, it's the same with, again, the animation unions. Part of the contract is the studios will tell you if they're going to use AI, but they're not going to ask for your permission.
Well, as I said, I mean, it's like, I don't agree with them doing what they did if they didn't tell them. But if they can argue like, well, there's probably some loophole, or we didn't put it in writing in a certain way, or something like that they're going to get away with it.
Right. A spokesperson for the company said key members of staff belonging to the union had been told about a trial of a new AI feature in advance. Viner and Bateson set out on reassurances that the disruptive technology would be used transparently in a joint statement last year. Generative AI tools are exciting, but currently unreliable. That is true. Regardless, I mean, at least where things are at currently, you can use AI to maybe speed up or encapsulate the general story, but you really do need a human fact checker, because if it's pulling from faulty sources, guess what? You're
right. Or if it'll make up its own shit sometimes too.
He'll make up its own quotes.
I've seen articles like that, and I was like,
that person never said this.
What?
Like, I know that person never said this. Like, where did you get this from? And then it's like,
you have to check it. Left unchecked, you're going to have a mess.
Right. But it is a tool, just like anything else. Like, I don't think AI is going to replace art completely. You're always going to need a human to pilot it. But it can speed things up a little bit, right? Especially if you're just regurgitating press releases.
Yeah, things like that. I don't think it really matters so much.
You don't need to pay somebody $100,000 a year plus to regurgitate press releases.
Yeah, if it's just fact-based, you're probably okay. But still, you still need to double check it, because I would not trust it otherwise.
If we wish to include significant elements generated by AI in a piece of work, we will only do so with clear evidence of specific benefits, human oversight, and the explicit permission
of a senior editor.
Okay. Well, if the senior editor's looking around the newsroom and it's empty, and they're like, guess what? The robots don't go on strike.
I can't tell you about it. You aren't here.
Yeah, I can't tell you because you're not here. Well, guess what? You're getting replaced with the robot.
Hey, everyone who's not in the room, we're going to use the AI. Okay, I told you.
Another staffer said they had flouted this promise as they scrambled to publish the newspaper with just a skeleton staff.
The skeleton staff were there, so they informed people.
Yes. Well, this is what they're doing as I understand it, some of these pop culture sites, I think Valnet was one of them, or there were some people that left. Was it IGN? It was one of those sites, and they left because they said they basically want us to be bot farmers. And they basically wanted us to use AI and then just have a couple editors oversee the AI stuff. But I'm like, again, if you're just cranking out press releases, rewritten press releases, you don't need 20 journalists getting paid how much money a year, to do that. And especially if you're a pain in the ass. And this is what I'm telling you, like, your best shot at being one of the last people standing at any one of these publications or any studio or whatever is don't be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
That's it, right? So on Thursday, the staff or members of the union voted to withdraw their support for the use of AI technology. We're so disturbed. We were told this wouldn't happen. I'm like, guess what, bitches? This is what happened. Same with the SAG-AFTRA. Oh, we're going to go on strike for AI protection. Then immediately after the strike ends, okay, cool. We're all cutting deals now to sell our voices to these AI companies because they know even a 3-year deal, it's a temporary solution. You're buying time. That's it. And again, they don't have to ask your permission. They have to tell you, and they could say, "Hey, we sent an email. Didn't you get the memo?"
Well, I don't think legally they're going to do what they can to cover their butts, but still.
Wow. Yeah. So this is crazy. So they said, the tools were deployed on limited scale before a wider trial takes place. That's why we did it. Yada yada yada. Bullshit. They're looking to replace you, and again, you keep complaining to the owners of your paper. You don't like the direction of it. You keep going on strike and asking for more money when they're bringing less money in. And you see how quickly you get replaced.
Yeah, it just sucks on the other side of it because people are asking for more money, and sometimes they legitimately deserve it. Sometimes they don't, but sometimes they do. But everybody's afraid to ask now because will those be replaced? And then isn't it kind of going back to a time where, before the unions were put in place so that people weren't getting exploited and used and they get paid fairly? You have to kind of wonder, in some way, it's what are you supposed to do? It's kind of shit, but
I think what's going to happen is you're going to have more people that are going to have to be more tech savvy. And I think there are always going to be places for, again, creative people in any field, whether it's journalism or art or whatever, but it's not going to be enough just to be a good writer. It's not going to be enough just to be an artist. You're going to have to basically be part creator and part coder, I think, going forward.
Well, learn to code. But
learn the code. You're literally going to have to learn the code.
The first part of this is exactly what I just said. Under the Fifth Industrial Revolution, human labor may no longer be able to bargain for a share of wealth and political power. And that's what's going on because you're not allowed to protest or strike or they'll replace you. And it's like, at that point, you're going back to where you had you have more rights, obviously, but it's kind of similar to like the Industrial Revolution where they could work you as much as they wanted until we had rules and regulations and unions come in. So it's like a full circle type situation, and I don't know what the answer is.
I can foresee a tipping point, and it was foretold in Dune. It was called the Butlerian Jihad.
Butlerian Jihad.
Yes, we gave up on the thinking machines. They were too powerful and they oppressed us, and then that's why we got rid of robots and computers. And anyway, I'm just
trying to get past Butlerian, but anyway,
we're gonna wrap it up.
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.